Go live. We are live. Oh, wait. I'm going to change this to... Wait. Hang on. Hang on, everybody. I'll be right back. Actually, never mind. Screw it. I was going to change this to... we're on normal latency, but if we put it on ultra low, then like our quality would go down slightly, but we'd be... Chat would come in quicker. Whatever. It's fine. Well, happy Saturday, everybody. Or whatever. High energy. High energy today. Yep. Yeah. Let me look through here. Somebody needs to bench K5, are you here? I think you asked this like a long time ago, so I'm going to make sure you're here before I answer. But actually, I wish I had timestamps on some of these because I don't know how old they are. I know that one was like... Oh, we're muted.
The Frederick Anderson stuff is getting really interesting.
Are we both muted? Oh, no, I'm not. You are. I just unmuted you, so we should be good now. Okay, so K5's here.
So I was muted. I was saying that the Frederick Anderson situation is really interesting. Because Jack Campbell could become the starter.
Maybe. All right.
He's been the better goalie.
Let me see. This guy says he needs to bench 3 in a points league. Goal assist heavy. Zibanejad, Couturier. Wow, 3? I would bench Zuccarello, Radulov, and oh, wait, you have more? Wait.
Where's that one?
It's at the very top, but it's kind of hard to read. I can't really tell what's going on here. Yeah. Are these two different leagues?
So it's bench Zibanejad, Couturier, Landeskog, Giroux, Tarasenko, Zuccarello, Radulov, or Kalorin.
Yeah, I could read that. I was going to say I would bench Zook, Radulov, and Kalorin right at the end there. But
yeah.
Then the next one, I don't know if this is a different league, I guess.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a different league.
Larkin versus O'Reilly. Wait. Oh, Larkin, O'Reilly, or Zibanejad. I would probably bench Larkin. And then Niederreiter, Hoffman, Besser, Raquel.
Actually,
I'll bench 3 of these.
I'd bench Zibanejad.
No, I mean, he had that 6-point game. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt for here.
Yeah, he had a 6-point game. He's going against Washington, who they scored 1 goal against last game.
They had a ton of shots, though.
So
they dominated the play there. And then Niederreiter, Hoffman, Besser, Raquel, Kalorin, Fiala. Bench 3. I would bench Kalorin, Niederreiter, and Hoffman. Maybe Fiala. Kalorin, Hoffman, Fiala. Something like that. All right. Doesn't seem like we have any multi-cat questions yet, from what I can tell.
Yet.
So,
yeah, it's the first day of spring.
Is it?
It is.
It's a nice day, so I guess that's good.
Yeah. Although it is cold out there. It's like it like looks nice and it's nice out there, but it is a cold day.
Is it really? I thought it was like 50 something.
It's kind of cold. It's gonna be 50 something. Right now it's like 40 something.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, 45. Sunny at least. Sit start points league, one of Nekash or Suzuki, and then start 2 or sit one of Hurdle, Forsberg, Barzell. I'd probably sit Hurdle from that side, and then I would probably sit, I don't know, it's a toss up. I would probably sit Nekash. Is that how it's said? I can't remember. Nekash?
Nachas.
Right.
Yeah, Nachas.
Can we safely drop Frederick Anderson? I don't know if I would drop him yet.
I don't think I'd drop him, but I wouldn't be playing him. Like, I wouldn't start him if I were you, but, you know. By the way, Dustin Brown is back for all the people that might have dropped him, potentially, and have been paying attention.
Did you have a good game yesterday? I knew he came back.
But... Of course. So I dropped Raquel, gets 2 assists. Dropped Garland, gets 2 points. Of course. This is how it happens. I don't even know I'm surprised.
No. Looks like
Anyways,
Brown didn't do anything yesterday, but
okay. Does Hart become a safe? No, Hart is not. I don't care what this is. Hart is not a safe hold. I'm not holding on to Hart anymore. I don't have any faith.
if by safe you mean volume, then maybe.
Even
but-
volume. I mean, his saves aren't even high in terms of like save volume. It's bad over there. He
Would
is
you drop him for
starting today.
Peterson, though? I don't know if I would.
I would. Depends where. I mean, who cares if you miss out on him? I mean, look at his workload for the season. Even when he's been on a little bit of a good stretch, it's not that great of a stretch.
Yeah.
For long term, Peterson's going to probably split with Quick, but I mean, it's better than nothing.
What do you think about PK? It's hard to tell because he rotates in and out of the top power play so frequently.
Yeah, that's my issue with him. Is I think he's a hold, but also like a short leash kind of guy.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't love him
as
in
soon as
points
he's on
leagues. I
top
feel
power
like
play, who cares?
his value is in PIM leagues.
I actually like him in points leagues. I mean, if he keeps up this point production,
Well,
he's
yeah,
good for
of course.
Like, that's what you'd be gambling on, and I'd be okay gambling on that. I'd do it. I did it a few weeks ago. Same reasons, pretty much, just kind of different timing. But I would do it.
Start 2 between Line, PLD, Garland, Zook, and Nakash. Hard to recommend starting Line.
Yeah,
I would probably start Garland and Zook, I think.
yeah.
I mean, it's hard to expect what to get from Garland, but I mean, he played well last time they played against Anaheim. So, I mean, who doesn't, I guess, but
What else here?
bench
Let's
2
try to
and
get some of these starts before the trades.
yeah, bench 2 at head-to-head points, Fiala, Eriksson Ek, Robertson, or Gurianov. I would bench probably Eriksson Ek and Robertson. I could hear the argument for Fiala over Eriksson Ek, but he shoots more and has more power play production. So points league, start 2 out of Kyle Connor, Ehlers, Rust, Hyman, Nakash, Natchez. I gotta start saying that right.
Just
Schwartz or Zib. Schwartz is back. I didn't even. I have not been paying attention to that situation, which goes to show how much. He's probably been back for a while too.
although
hasn't he?
Schwartz did play 23 minutes last game.
Oh, it was his first game back. Okay.
Yeah, but he did play
I just don't
23,
love
so-
Schwartz. I think he's
Me
he's
neither.
always just kind of like fine.
He played with Shannon Tarasenko.
Right.
So-
Well, he's still not going to be a start out of those. I'd probably start both of your Jets players, Connor and Ehlers.
Yeah.
You make the option for Rust over one of them, depending, but I think I would start Connor and Ehlers. Should I try to trade Bergeron for
Yeah. Standard
just
cats
gonna
with
Berge.
hits. Looks like sit 4. Larkin, Natchez, Killorn, Coleman, Bellows, Barzell, Wheeler. I'd bench Bellows. I'd bench Coleman. Unless you need the hits and peripherals. You need to sit 4. Natchez. And probably Killorn. I don't know. Larkin's just been so good recently.
Yeah, probably Killorn.
Standard cats start 2, or sorry, sit 1 from Jamie Mack. Fiala versus Colorado. Raquel versus Arizona. Suzuki it is.
Yeah. If you need goals and shots, Suzuki's definitely the bench.
Yeah. Start 2, Stahl, Landeskog, O'Reilly.
Landeskog and O'Reilly.
Yeah, Landeskog and O'Reilly. What else is here? Sitwich Smith.
Which Smith?
Samsonov.
Oh,
Lankinen.
I thought you said sit which
I know,
Smith, and I was
confused.
like,
what?
Riley or Mike? Who are we talking about?
Yeah, no.
Craig?
I'd probably
There's a lot of Smiths.
I'd probably bench. I was like, do we have to figure out which Smiths you own?
Yeah. I would honestly just go to whatever sportsbook you trust the most and pick whichever team has least likely to win, which is probably Chicago.
Probably Lankinen. Yeah, I'd probably go Link. I'd probably.
It has
Lankinen.
to be actually against Tampa. Yeah, I would say him. Is Zacha back? He didn't play last
is-
game.
It looks like he's back.
Okay.
He's expected in the lineup.
I would play Mott.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what you need, they're pretty different players. Like Mott's not likely to get you points, although he sometimes gets them. But Zacha's definitely not going to get you peripherals.
Is this the end of Mike Hoffman? Mike Hoffman's been done for a few weeks now.
Yeah,
I don't know why he's still 79% roster.
It was fun for a while when he was getting
for
top line
what,
stuff.
2 games?
Yeah.
It was 2 games.
Radulov or Josh Anderson?
Radulov, I think.
Radulov for points, Josh Anderson for cats.
Yeah.
Kind of different, but
Yeah.
does FHP like to use IR plus and NA? I'll answer this quick.
I don't
NA
like
was
NA,
never a
IR
thing
plus.
I even thought about.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was different. In fact, I think IR plus should encompass NA. I think that's the correct way for it to be. But to answer your question kind of more directly, we don't use NA. We do use IR plus. We pretty much don't use IR anymore because it's just too inconsistent with how hockey manages the IR.
Backstrom, Scheifele,
Kruger, Klingberg, Wilson, or Tanev. If you
Probably
need
bench
Pims, I would play Wilson over Tanev. If you don't, then I would play Tanev actually because he's playing second line. He's been playing pretty well lately. I would probably play Scheifele over Backstrom. In fact, I definitely would. And Kling and Kruger are pretty close right now. I would slightly lean Kling probably, but either one could be the answer.
Kaprizov or Tarasenko today. Ooh. That's a tough. I'd go Tarasenko, I think.
Yeah.
But it's against San Jose.
Yeah, I would go
They win a lot of
Tarasenko.
goals.
I don't really love the Wild playing against Colorado.
Yeah, no, I'd rather take Tarasenko against San Jose than that.
No, we got a
Good
multi-cat monster question. Let me see.
Oh,
Play
nice.
Kakinen and Drieger today. You need you need one more start, but need to win all goalie cats. I don't know that I would play Kakkonen then or Kakinen
Actually,
against Colorado. I would play
rather play-
Drieger for sure. And actually, you know what? You get the Drieger start early, so you can see you'll at least have an hour of that game to decide if things are going sideways or not. To decide whether you want to start Kakkonen. But I think tentatively I wouldn't play Kakkonen, and I would play Drieger.
I do like Drieger against Nashville.
Yeah.
Nashville's an easy team to play against.
Also start one between Killorn, Atkinson, and Kapanen. Certainly not Atkinson. I think I would start Kapanen. He's going to play like on a kind of a weak second line, but that top power play, which is nice. It'd be between Killorn and Kapanen to me. I don't know that there's a strong answer there. I think either one's good.
From Mitchell, drop Darlene for Boquist in a head-to-head Cats league.
I would stream Darlene at this point.
Yeah, I would too.
Boquist is fine.
I mean, the thing is that if it's a Cats league, I mean, Boquist does nothing for you. That's the only
Neither
reason
does
I'd say-
Darlene lately.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going for a stream, like, do it for someone better than Boquist. Like, if what you're doing is if you're trying to stream for peripherals in a Cats league, like, Boquist is not your play.
No, it
And
could be
he's
a
also,
power play upside stream, which makes sense.
Not really. I mean, look at his points recently. It's just not. It's not enough, I think, to justify holding Boquist. Like, he has 3 points in his last 4 games.
That's good.
But they came well, yeah. But he had a 2-point night and a 1-point night. Did nothing the night before. He did play 20 last night, but had 0 stats whatsoever. So it's a big question of like.
I just like that he's on that top power play. But.
Yeah, but can you afford to lose Darlene's shots? That's a big thing, and yeah. Start Rust or Bjorkstrand.
Darlene's shots are terrible lately too. I would do it personally.
Yeah, but look at Boquist. I know.
Yeah,
but
but
that's what I'm saying is like
it's 0 for 0, but the point upside's with Boquist right now, in my opinion.
Rust or who was this? Rust or Bjorkstrand? Man, Bjorkstrand's been so good. He's against Carolina though. I'd probably.
Oh yeah,
go
Wilson's
Rust.
suspended, isn't he?
No, he's done.
He's back.
He served his 7-game suspension. Today's his day back if they want him, which they will.
Imagine if they just didn't play him. Okay. Bench, Krug, Backstrom. You're responding to somebody else.
I was just. I think I went. I said I'd go Russ just because of matchup.
Oh, I'm looking elsewhere. Morrissey or McDonough need Pim block and hit. Morrissey's been blocking and hitting a lot, and the point upside isn't bad, so I would do that. Start 2, Fiala, Killorn, Zook, or Konechny. I would. This is an interesting one because I feel like if you're behind, I would just. You know what? Actually, no. I think I would start Killorn and Zook, even though I like Fiala a lot. I think Killorn and Zook's the right answer.
Yeah. Long-term Saros or Peterson in a saves league. Peterson. And yeah, we've talked about Ekholm quite a bit on the show. We talked about him a few weeks ago on long-term targets, and then we talked about him yesterday on Friday. Hey,
His cadre
you
Russ. You said
Mark.
Russ, right? You answered that one.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
I love that jump and pair.
Oh yeah, if you like the stream, it'll help bring more people in. Just nice thing you can do.
Start Uyghur or Brodin. I'd start Brodin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scheifele or Austin Matthews, dude. What is your league? How are those the options?
Probably
you only
trade.
have one center.
Maybe trade or no.
I would start Austin Matthews. It's hard to argue. Kakinen, Campbell, or Sorokin. Is Sorokin actually getting the start? Do we know that yet? Last time I looked, he was not confirmed. Oh, crap. DeSmith is starting tonight? Okay, well, that screws up one of my ads. Yeah, I don't see confirmation on which starter, but I actually think it would be Varlamov, but we'll see. Might not be.
Just Holtz fetch. He's playing 21 minutes a game. He'll be fine. Still shooting a lot.
I would probably start Campbell to answer that question, by the way.
Yeah.
Campbell over Kakinen or Sorokin.
Who to start? Pick 2 goalies, even if not confirmed. Ottinger, Helly, or the dreaded Hart. Ottinger and Helly. I'd rather have a no start than Hart.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Ottinger is starting. Oh, no. No, he's not starting. Ottinger's not starting today.
Then I would just play Hellebuck. I would not play Hart in any league.
Who's he playing against?
It doesn't matter.
I'm playing him.
Play Hart.
I will take all the risks, although it's a points league, so whatever.
Even in points leagues, he's just dead negatives in my points league.
I got 6 points out of him last game.
Well, yeah,
6 whole points.
The points in that are so weird.
6 points.
I don't hold that
6
one
points
as a
for me.
standard.
You got to win. So.
Way. Yeah, I don't trust Hart.
Okay, let's see. Can I trust Laine not to suck? Nope. You certainly can't. You can't do that.
So everyone is... I get that everyone's saying Campbell probably takes over the net, but if that were true, I feel like he would have done that recently. He hasn't started since February 27th, and everyone is saying he's going to take over the net. I see it. Trust me. I understand. I think he could also take the net, but come on. And I get he's been injured at times, but there is not enough here yet for him to start. I think he'll probably split more going forward, but it's too early to say he's going to just take the net. I have zero confidence in saying that right now.
I do wonder what they're going to do in general with Anderson being a UFA next season, and Campbell. I don't know that he's a starter.
Would you start Farabee or Provorov? I need shots on goal, blocks, and assists. Oof, those are kind of...
The blocks make that difficult, but the shots, I would probably go Farabee. Higher chance of getting an assist, going to get more shots, you're going to lose blocks.
Yeah, I forgot, honestly, that Campbell was injured. But even then, I still just don't see him just coming in and stealing the net immediately. I think it'll be a slow roll into the starting if he does. I don't think it's just going to be an all of a sudden he just takes every single game. Even though Anderson, I know, has been absolutely brutal.
All right, scrolling back down to the bottom. Oh, yeah, you got that.
Yep.
Let's see.
Sure, Campbell's numbers have been phenomenal, but he really hasn't played that many games.
Yeah, this reminds me of
You can't like.
well, it reminds me of plenty of goalies that started out hot and then weren't
Yeah.
anymore. Not that
I mean,
that's
again,
like a premonition, but
he's
it's hard
played
to tell.
3 games. Everyone's like, oh, he's had amazing games. He's played 3. I get he's had good number. Okay, look at Campbell's stats. He has 3 games. Really, we're gonna go off 3 games and say that he's like this incredible. You can have 3 great games. That's not hard to do, especially when it's split across time. Sure, he's been great. I'm not denying that, and he was good last season in his 6 games. Who cares if it's because of injury that he hasn't played games? It's 3 games. I don't care if he's been out because of injury. At the end of the day, he's played 3 games. That's it. Like, and in LA, you're okay. LA in 2019, 2020, 900 save percentage. He did have a great 2018, 2019, but he didn't in 2019, 2020 when he got a lot of starts too. It's just, look, I get it. He's good, but let's slow down a little bit. I just see people saying like, "That's it. He's stealing net." Let's not jump to that much conjecture yet.
Oh, thanks for the super chat.
but-
March
yeah,
Madness
thank
hockey. Oh man, I threw together the world's worst March Madness bracket in the last second, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh my gosh, mine is also brutal. Maple
Thanks,
Leafs
Ryan.
choking in a playoff series near you. I had to say that out loud. March Madness hockey. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. We're almost there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Start 2 of Barkov, Aho, or I'm guessing Scheifele. I'd probably start Barkov and Scheifele.
Yeah.
Should I drop Eichel for Kadri? Is it a single season league? I'm guessing it's not a keeper. Scheifele, Kuz, Tavares, sit 1. Probably sit in Kuz. There. I'm not saying that Campbell is not an ad. That's never what I said. I said he's a good goalie, and I said he can seal the net. I'm just saying I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm not jumping onto that wagon of saying he's stealing the net because it's too early. He's played 3 games.
Sit Kapanen or Natchez. I would sit Natchez. I think Kapanen could have a good game today.
Yeah, I agree.
Being top power play.
We have a multi-cat monster question. Comtois, Konechny, Mantha start 1. Only cat I'm behind in and could catch his power play points. Everything else is pretty decided. In that case, I'd probably go. I wouldn't go Konechny. He's like allergic to power play points. And then there's Comtois.
What were the options again?
Comtois, Konechny, and Mantha. I don't think.
No, none of them are getting you power play points, probably.
Yeah, no. I would probably go Mantha if I had to.
Yeah.
If what you're going for is power play points, just go Mantha. There's a chance. Not a good one, but there's a chance.
Pick 2 of Hurdle, Voracek, Kuznetsov, RNH, Keller. RNH, for sure. And probably Kuznetsov. He's been pretty good lately.
Yeah. Start 2, Tarasenko, Ehlers, or Evander Kane. Very different players. I'd probably go Senko and Ehlers, though.
Yeah. Really need assists and power play points today. Drop 2 of Radulov, Line, Kaprasov, and Brian Rust. I'd play Kaprasov and Brian Rust if what you need is points and power play or assists and power play points. I think. Don't know how long till Trocheck's back.
Yeah, don't worry, Lucas. It was a good debate. Not peeved by it. I just don't like. I'm just not a fan. Neither of us are. I think of saying like things are sure things. I'm never a fan of.
Yeah.
We don't know.
How long before Trocheck's back? Don't know.
Don't know. Yeah.
Garland becoming droppable. We had him on drop candidates, but he actually played better last night on a better line, so he might bring himself back into not being a drop candidate this week.
Yeah. Price, Khudobin, and Grubauer. Which one do I sit? Man. I'm not sure, actually.
Price, Khudobin, and who?
Probably sit. I mean, you can't sit Grubauer. I'd probably sit Khudobin now, honestly.
Yeah.
He struggled.
Although it is against Detroit.
But Detroit's been good.
Yeah, still. I don't know. It's pretty much a toss-up between him and Price, I would think.
Yeah. Prices against Vancouver. He did have a pretty brutal game against Winnipeg. But he will get more saves. So if it's a points league especially, I'd just go... I think I'd personally sit Khudobin and play Price. But yeah, you can drop Gostisbehere. Pretty safely.
Definitely.
Bench 2, Gaudreau, Kadri, Verhaeghe, Pavelski, Kreider. Probably Pavs and I think I'd say Kreider. Yeah, I'd bend Kreider.
Morrissey or Ekholm today, points only. I'd probably play Ekholm, although I like both of them right now for points.
Yeah.
And Hurdle or Atkinson. I don't trust Atkinson anymore. I play Hurdle.
Verhaeghe or Natchez in a points league.
Ugh.
Yep. Team 9 Nick. We see your message. We're going to put you in timeout if you send another one.
Verhaeghe. I think I would do Verhaeghe.
I have a timeout option. Start Pavelski, Palat, or Panarin. Panarin. Even though Palat, I mean, damn.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But I'd play Panarin. So to this Team 9 Nick guy, person, lizard thing, Cirelli, Bellows, Arvidsson, and Larson down by 2 in a blocks. Down by 3 in power. I mean, you're playing Larson, of course, because you're down in blocks. And then if you're down by 3 in power play, I mean, you're not chasing power play with those guys. So I'd just chase the blocks down and forget about power play points, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because those guys aren't big power play point getters.
Konechny or Dubois? Wow.
Ooh.
I think I play Konechny. Although I don't like either one.
Yeah.
But Konechny's been playing a little bit more of an inspired game than he has been recently. Playing with Giroux is a good thing for him as well. He had 3 assists in his last game. So
yeah.
Sit Giroux, Booch, or Killorn. I'd actually sit Killorn.
Yeah.
I like Giroux and Booch tonight.
I'd sit Lankinen if you're ahead, personally.
Ben or Comtois. I'd play Ben.
Ben, yeah. Would DeSmith be a better start than Varlamov or Demko? No.
Not better than Varlamov, but we don't know if he's going to play.
Yeah, we're just not sure if he's playing. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of PLD. No, he was good when he was the guy. I thought there was upside, but not Yeah, Wallstrom or Jason Robertson. Ooh, that's a deep league. I'd go Wallstrom.
Yeah, Wallstrom's been he has like a very, very good wrist shot, and now they're like letting him try it on the power play, which is good. Hurdle or Wheeler for tonight? Wheeler, definitely.
Yeah. Sit one of Hamilton, Morgan Riley, Quinn Hughes, or Krug. I'm sitting Krug.
Yep. Did I bench Nino or Russ today? Bench Nino.
Yeah. And yeah, thanks for the shout out, Oliver. I mean, just I don't know, felt like the right thing to do. Not really doing it for any reason, you know.
Wait a minute. Louis Eriksson, Erik Karlsson. Oh, this is definitely a joke. I'm surprised you didn't just go with all the different Erikssons that there are.
There's been all the Louis and all the Erikssons. Doc being back would be interesting. Ehlers or Toffoli? Ehlers.
Yep. JT Miller, Aho, Kreider, Connor, Pavelski, Gaudreau, Kadri, Verhaeghe, bench 2. I would bench... did you do this one right? I don't think you did. I would bench Verhaeghe and Kreider probably. It's fully realistic. Is it Taylor Hall a drop? Probably, depending on your league, especially now that we don't know when he's going to play again.
Yeah, the only thing there is his trade could be good, but could also be bad. I mean, if he goes to the Leafs, that could be interesting.
Mm-hmm. He's going to wind up in the GD Island. I know it.
God.
Points league, sit 2, Kreider, DeBrincat, Stammer, Gaudreau, Ehlers, Fiala. Well, you're not benching a good amount of those guys, so let's see. I would probably bench Kreider and Fiala. Should I drop Eichel? I would wait a little longer, unless you're desperate.
Yeah.
But especially if you have
I'd
a place
wait
to
on
store him.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm guessing if you're asking this, you don't. But points league, goal assist heavy. Got to bench 2 guys. Options are Monahan, Ekman Larson, Kapanen, Zibanejad, Kaprasov, Hintz, and Ehlers. I would bench Ekman Larson definitely.
Yeah.
And probably Kapanen, even though I kind of like him. I just think the other options have much higher ceilings. Kaprasov, Zersenko. Oh, we got that one. I don't know who Jordan Peterson is. Should I?
Wait, Jordan Peterson?
Somebody said I look like a young Jordan Peterson.
Oh.
Am I dating myself by not knowing who that is?
No.
Oh, no. A Canadian clinical psychologist?
I don't know if I totally see it. I kind of see it, but not entirely.
I see it. I mean, I get where it's coming from. Although he
Yeah.
looks way sadder than I think I do. So I don't know if I should take that as a knock or not. He's just like, he has
Look like a
in
sad
general
man.
sad appearance. I'd like to think I'm not sad looking, but maybe I am. Maybe I'm just a sad guy. Stop exposing my inner psychiatrist or whatever.
Jamie Drysdale. He only played 18 minutes last game. I know he got 2 points, but I mean, let's see what he does. Saying that Jordan Peterson is controversial is, I think, playing it down. Honestly,
I feel like I'm glad I don't know who it is.
you should not. You don't need to know who he is.
Why do you know? Is this like something that is obvious that I've
because
missed?
it's controversial.
Oh, you're up on everything controversial these days.
I guess so. I don't know.
I've centered you in the frame a little bit better. People will be
good. I
happy
don't
with
want
me.
to see my. He's an interesting dude. Let's just put it that way. I'm not a huge fan, but he's an interesting dude. With very interesting opinions on certain things. So,
sit
what's
one
this
of
next one?
Hurdle, LeBanc, Nakash, Greenway or Bellows. I would sit Bellows, unless you really need hits.
Sit 2 of Atkinson, Bjorkstrand, Farabee, Konechny, Fiala, Raquel. I would sit. I wouldn't be sitting Bjorkstrand. I would maybe sit Atkinson since you already have exposure to the Blue Jackets. So I'd probably sit Atkinson because you already have Bjork. Then I'd probably sit Konechny as well. So I'd probably sit Atkinson and Konechny. Tom
That sounds
Wilson or
right.
Brian Rust. Probably Brian Rust.
Pavelski or Kuznetsov? Ooh.
Suslow.
I don't know. I would probably play Kuznetsov, I guess.
Yeah. I'd play Rust, by the way, of that. Rust and Wilson. Who has the upper hand between Brandon and I?
In what?
Fantasy.
Oh,
He's beaten me by luck in every final.
should I live stream what's going on in the Dynasty League right now?
Let's not. I don't want to talk about the. I want to talk about the Dynasty. I want to talk about Dynasty League. That's different. It's a very different. Very different thing.
We usually wind up very close, to say the least, in every single time we've ever played, we've wound up.
We've been.
I think the
we wind
last
up
3
against
straight
each other.
years we went up in the finals together. So
And
in
we
our main league.
were like, yeah, and it was so close. It came down to like the final day, pretty much. There was one time though. Who was it? There was that time that you picked up. Was it Lars Eller or whoever and beat me? Like
no, it was Brett Connolly, and he got like a hat
God.
trick.
Brett Connolly went off, and Brett Connolly is what beat me in the finals. It was the dumbest thing, but Brett Connolly is what destroyed me.
That was an interesting matchup where you had a very good team, but like basically no streamer spot, and I had like a weird team, but a ton of starts and streamers. So I wound up with like 15% more starts than you did and won that way. Plus,
Yeah,
the Connolly help.
Weird. It's not great. And then there was that one year Fleury was supposed to have his kid. He was not going to play. So I put him on IR plus, used my last ad to grab Malcolm Subban. Oh no, I had to drop him. So I dropped Fleury, because you couldn't put him on IR. That's what it was. You couldn't put him on IR. So I dropped Fleury to pick up Subban because I needed a goalie start to beat you. then Fleury ended up playing, and I wasted my start, and I ended up losing in goalie stats by just like I think it was the closest of it was just dumb, and I would have won if I had had Fleury. So I've gotten very unlucky against Brandon, but hey, you make your own luck.
And then last season we were both destined for the finals.
Yeah,
like it was almost certain they were both going to make it, and then COVID.
Yeah,
I think technically I simmed the rest of the league via NHL 20, and Gamby won, but it's a shallow win, and he knows it.
No, I'll take it. After the ways I've lost, I will take a simulated win. I think Wilson does play today. I don't know who to trade Lankinen for. I don't know. You gotta go and
Chris Osgood. I mean, nobody's
trade. We
don't
don't
think
know.
anybody's
Like,
trading for him.
I don't know who's in last or first. Like that makes a big difference. Like who's on the bubble, who's at the top, what players do those teams have? Like you got to do your own due diligence. I think with people like that, where you got to go and try to ship them off, and just kind of put it out there and say like, hey, would you take Lankinen for X player? That's what I would do. I would just go say, who do you want? What do you think you value Lankinen at? And go try to reach out to that owner and play them. Why am I scared to trade Palat for Couturier? I don't know, but I wouldn't be. The only reason I'd be a little bit scared is because you're trading a winger for a center.
I would do it in a heartbeat. Palat is very streaky.
Yeah, but I would do that in a heartbeat for sure. Likewise.
And I like Couturier a lot. I feel like,
Big fan
I mean, it's been years since this was like the thought process on Couturier, but like for the longest time, Couturier was only thought of as like a good defensive center. And then they were like, what if we play him offensively? And then he's been amazing ever since. So I think he's more of an individual player than Palat is, where Palat essentially needs a lot of supporting cast. And even then, he's still streaky.
Wow, Daryl with the big question. I don't know if you noticed, I'm wearing a draft shirt right now. I don't know if that's why the question came in, but I'm sitting down. I don't think you can see the draft shirt, but I am wearing one, ironically. Brandon, what can we legally say?
No, I mean, I can. They got rid of draft because they had two competing brands under the same umbrella. It just didn't make sense for them to have both.
Yeah, but they did mess up the merge of the two brands and not having, best ball available.
Yeah, they made some mistakes in the meantime.
Yeah.
I don't think they really realized what draft did well. And but
I don't think they really saw the audience base either, or understood kind of the hunger for it. I think they just saw them as like fantasy fans and were like, oh, they'll just come right over, or they already exist on our platform.
Right.
I think they underestimated.
I didn't hear if you answered start to. Yeah. By the way, if at this point, if we haven't answered what you've been asking, we probably have missed it. So you can just ask again as we're getting close to the start. Start two of Svech, Wheeler, Lindholm, and Nylander. I would start Svech and Wheeler. Yeah. Points league. Should I get rid of Couture? Oh, I only want to answer to start right now since we're close.
Yeah. I will say that FHP is more labor of love than money. We make a little bit of money on it.
Yeah, if we were getting paid for the amount of work we did here, we'd probably make like 50 cents an hour. It's like, it's not close.
If we actually did the math, it's like, it's not. It's labor of love. Let me see.
Maybe more than that these days, but still definitely below minimum wage for New York City.
Yeah, for sure. Should I move Patrick Kane? No. Pajot, Cirelli, Gallagher, Killorn, Hayes, sit one. I'd sit Pajot. Start two of Mott, or sit one Gurionov, Suzuki, and Stahl. Probably Suzuki, actually.
Yeah, Suzuki or Stahl. Start two of Mott, Kaprizov, Farabee, shots, hits, blocks. I would start Kaprizov definitely. Probably Farabee, unless you're way behind in hits. Suzuki, Natchez, or PLD, which two to start? I would probably actually play Suzuki in that one, just hope for the best. And then Natchez. They're all pretty close to me, actually. If you need assistant power play points, then you don't want Suzuki. He's not going to get power play points. So maybe Natchez and PLD, although neither one of them are good power play point options either.
I'd go Chandler Stevenson tomorrow.
Is he going to play?
If he's playing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure he's going to play.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
If he does, I'd play Stevenson, though. Points leagues, the two, Line 8, Tatar, PLD, Yarn Croak.
Yarn Croak and
then Probably PLD.
Yeah, or Tatar, either one. Probably PLD, I guess.
Probably PLD, I think.
Weber or Burns. They're playing very similarly right now, so bit of a toss-up.
Down to one waiver move. Or let me get to hold on. Drop 3, Jordan Stahl, Atkinson, Vrana, and Garland. So you just need to keep one. That's easier.
I would keep Garland. I like him more than the
yeah,
rest, even though he's been
keep
slow
Garland.
lately.
Yeah. Kaloran, Giroux, or Radulov today. Giroux,
Yep.
I think. I have Murray, who's out to the week. Should I use my last move to pick up Gustafson?
No.
For saves and wins only? Sure.
For Gustafson, is there nobody else?
Yeah, if there's nobody else, I mean, he did say that.
I am
they
really
said that
worried about
there's-
Gustafson in general. I think he could just get
Joey
lit like
Dacker did
Monument.
well.
Yeah,
but I
but
also
I don't know if I
like
trust
Dacker.
Gustafson.
If Daryl, I don't know if you know
Fourth
about
string
it,
goalie.
but we did start a company that's, semi-similar, called Underdog. So I would certainly check us out. We built it. Brandon's the CEO. I'm the designer behind it. So I would check that out if you haven't already.
Yep, underdogfantasy.com. There you go.
Yes.
Let's see.
Let's see what else here.
Would you hand-
handcuff Varlamov? You can take that.
Handcuff Varlamov and Sorokin. This is a bit of a bigger question, but it depends on the league. Short answer. Start Gallagher or Comtois. Gallagher, I think.
Yeah.
Sit Line or Wilson. They're
Probably Laine,
super
honestly.
different, but
I'd sit Line.
yeah, probably. In a vacuum, it seems like Wilson's going to be more valuable.
Start O'Reilly or Svetch.
Oh, we got a super chat. How high are you on Mrazek being number one again? I don't know, man. I feel like the problem is it's going to affect everybody in a negative way where that nobody's going to get true number one starts. I think he'll probably get the majority, but it won't be much of one.
Yeah, I think he'll be a 1A. I think he'll be
1A,
number
1B,
one,
1C,
just
though.
not like
That's the problem. I don't think they're
no.
going to send Nedeljkovic down at this point. They're just going to
Yeah.
keep moving him back and forth in the taxi squad.
I'd start Svetch over O'Reilly. Suzuki, Natchez, or PLD, which two to start in a points league? Suzuki and Natchez in the points league.
Yep.
I wouldn't start PLD.
Fiala or Burakovsky. I mean, Fiala has 3 points in his last 3 games. Burakovsky's been good, but I still like Fiala, but I've seen arguments against.
I'd start Atkinson over Brock Nelson.
Yeah, me too.
Raquel or Jordan Stahl in a points league.
Raquel.
Yeah.
Finally time to drop Fiala. I mean, of all the times to drop Fiala, it seems like now's kind of a weird one considering he's been pretty decent lately. But
Yeah, I do like Natchez. I mean, the thing that worries me about Natchez is the return of Trocheck eventually. I feel like he's kind of playing the Trocheck role, and that kind of worries me.
yeah, him being top
Sure.
power play is nice, of course, but
Yeah.
good minutes.
Yeah, COVID solved my start problem too. With
Always does.
Pasta and Marchand. Now I can play Line A and get no points. Still. Bench Mott, Tanev, or Wheeler, and a Bangers Mott, I think.
Yeah.
Kaloran, Radulov, or Giroux today. I'd go Giroux.
Did you do this Natchez, Kapanen, Dubois one? I think I say
Which one's that
Natchez,
one?
Kapanen, bench Dubois.
I
Perron,
don't think
Landeskog, or
so.
Voracek.
I'm right below. I'm right below the super chat.
Okay, I'm right above it. I would do Perron there. Kaloran, Giroux, or Radulov for today. I think we got that one. Giroux.
Yeah, I did. I just said Giroux.
Okay, yeah.
Multi-cat monster question real quick here from Mitchell. Need to stream a goalie today. Who do you like more between DeSmith or Reimer? DeSmith.
Yep. Gurianov or Bella's rest of season. Ooh, that's a big question.
It's a big
I
question.
would, if you're asking me now, I'd have to pick Gurianov because Bellows
Yeah.
is just too uncertain.
But I could see in 2 weeks me saying I wish I had said Bellows.
Yep.
But for now, I'd say Gurianov.
Yep.
Sit to Natchez, Radulov, Kaprasov, Kaloran, and Yarncroke. Oh,
Pretty
we got this one.
sure we
we
answered
got
this
that one.
one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got that one.
Yarncroke and, well, maybe we didn't actually, just a similar one.
Maybe we did. Yeah, maybe it's similar.
Yarncroke and maybe Radulov, actually. I kind of forgot that Natchez was on the top power play.
Yeah, I'd
Thanks,
probably
Terry.
bench. No, I think I'd bench Yarncroke and Kaloran personally.
Yeah, that's an option. Sit start Kudobin or Mike Smith.
Over the next week. I haven't looked at next week yet, honestly.
Yeah, that might have to get back to that one.
Yeah.
Kaloran, Radulov, or Giroux today. We got that one. Giroux. Natchez, Rust, or Kaloran. Sit one. Kaloran, I think. I wouldn't sit Wheeler. I know he's been cold, but
Yeah.
haven't heard anything about Trocheck. but I want to say it was like supposed to be like a month from when he got out, which was a couple weeks ago. So head by one with 9-4. Head by one win with a 9-4-1 versus 9-30. Start Grubauer. I would not do that. It's too risky. If your opponent has a 9-30, you are just running the risk that Grubauer loses.
Yep.
And then you lose both wins and save percentage.
Yep.
Bellows or Kuokkanen rest of the season. Deep Dynasty Cats League. I like Bellows. I think Bellows, from a Dynasty perspective, is better than Kuokkanen. Although Kuokkanen's been great. I actually have him in a different league. But I'm not sure I believe it forever. DeSmith is playing tonight. He's playing today, Mattias. Unless they changed it. I saw him confirmed for today.
Where are you at? I don't know where you're at. I was just pitting the underdog link. I messed it up before.
I'm towards the bottom.
Okay.
Liner with a pickup in a waivers and we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Play Fiala, Raquel. Ooh. I might play Raquel actually. Nylander or Giroux. I'd play Giroux. Larkin or Couture. I would play Larkin, I think. How much do you weigh team matchups over unders when you're making sit start? A little bit. Decent amount, I'd say. But like usually the answers that the questions that we get are, I would make the same answer no matter the matchup. But personally, I'm looking at the matchup to an extent.
Yeah, matchup matters a little bit when two players are equal. But if two players aren't equal, I don't really care about the matchup, right? Like if you're looking at, I'm trying to think of two examples. Like if I'm considering, say, Rust and I don't know, Kaloran, I don't really quite care what the matchup is. I'm taking Rust with that deployment over Kaloran all day. That's not a great example, but you get my point.
Yep. Points league, I'm tied right now with one more pickup. Opponents use all his. How do you feel about picking up Campbell tonight? Should I wait and see his starting tomorrow? I like Campbell tonight. I think Campbell's worth streaming if you need a goalie and you have room. I know the big dogs have talked about Trevor Moore or Adam Ernie. Trevor Moore has been good. I actually picked him up in a different league. He's getting a ton of minutes. That line with Grunstrom and Anderson Dolan has been very good and has been played more like a second or third line than a fourth line. So I like more. Adam Ernie, I don't like that much.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Ernie. He's very much like a depth very much a depth guy. I'd go more. Yeah.
Stasny or Dubois? Stasny. Is Yams worth dropping? I mean, he didn't even do much on the God line, so yeah, he was worth dropping before that. Then he got that line. I was like, woo! And then he didn't do anything with it, so yeah, he's worth dropping again. Follow-up, is Khudobin becoming a drop candidate? He might be. I mean,
let's see how he does today. I think if he blows it today, I think he could become one pretty quick.
Trocheck has been skating with... he's been skating? That's good.
Yeah.
With Turbo? That's good, too.
Still week to week, though, at least. I think is what I read.
Keep an eye on Campbell, but don't jump on him yet unless you need to for some reason. Line A droppable. Play one of Rust, Kadri, or Ben. Rust. Kadri's pretty close, actually.
I would say Leonard is going to end up being a split start with Fleury the rest of the season.
Yep. Richie or Stützle rest of the season points league. Man, it's hard to tell because Richie's value is totally dependent on him getting top power play, which he has gotten and then doesn't get. So I think if you're in a points league right now, I would probably give it to Stützle.
Yeah, probably go Stützle personally.
You think I should sell high on Stone and Patches? How high can you get? That's always the question.
Yeah.
Zegras about to go off. Who knows?
I do like Stevenson quite a bit still.
Points bangers league need to drop one. Yandel, Falk, or Hakanpää. I mean, Yandel and Hakanpää are like opposites, so it depends on what your team needs. In a points league, I'd probably keep Yandel. It depends on the points breakdown, but
honestly, I'd probably go Mott Nathaniel. I think.
Yeah, Mott.
I think I like Mott over Travis Hamonic for a banger.
Fabry or Wallstrom over Hall. I would have Hall over either one of them. Stream to Smith or Samsonov or the Islanders goalie. Islanders goalie, definitely. If they're both available, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Start two of Kadri, Hintz, and Rust. Kadri and Rust. You know Hintz isn't going to play. He only plays every other game.
I would hold Sorokin for now. Or Sorokin. I'm doing that.
It's Sorokin. It is Sorokin.
Isn't it Sorokin or is it Sorokin?
It's Sorokin. That's why,
Oh.
and Samsonov, but not Kekkonen. That's why I got screwed up in Kekkonen.
Right,
Freaking
right.
goalies.
Um,
Start 2, Zook, JT Miller, Giroux. JT Miller, Giroux, I think.
Yeah.
Play 2 of Svech, Couture, or Rust. Svech and Rust. Odds on Ghost getting scratched in high enough that I'm not going to play him. Start 3 of Dubois, Ben, Hurdle, Kreider. I'd bench Dubois.
Yeah.
Stone for Kaprasov. Points and shots. I would Stone. I trust Stone way more than I trust Kaprasov.
Yeah.
Saros okay as a third tendy. No goal against penalty. Needs starts. Interesting.
Interesting.
I like him in that format, I guess.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Sort of. I still think he's like a 1A, 1B situation. Maybe. I don't know.
He'll
Maybe
start.
he comes
He'll
back
start more than
better
Rene
after his
does, I
injury.
think. But yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Points league pick 2: Fiala, Stasny, Verhage, Garland, Manthus, Stahl. Pick 2. Man, that sucks. Stasny and Verhage, I guess. LeBank's a healthy scratch? What?
Wow.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
I personally hold Sorokin and run Varlamov and run the tandem, I think, instead of gambling on that stream spot. Because especially with Bishop coming back at some point, like, we don't know.
Drieger worth a stream today for a win and a high save percentage? He's going to be one of the better ones you can stream in for the day, probably. Not sure if we got to this one. Hurdle, Verhage, Natchez, Bellows, LeBanc, Greenway, Gerard, Uyghur, Truba, bench 2. Have you till spot big lead this week. Bench Uyghur and Bellows, I think.
I'd play Tatar over Kreider.
Yeah, me too. I kept casting this year instead of LeBanc. I mean, it's fine.
Did you see
assist shots start 1 of Rust, Nuge. Oh, you got to start Nuge. Have to do it.
Yeah, gotta start Nuge. Josh Morrison on roster, would you drop him for Tyler Mott for those banger stats, or keep Morrissey because he has more points upside as well? It really depends on what you're going for. I mean, if you need bangers, I would go Tyler Mott. But if you kind of need a mix of both on your team, then I would keep Morrissey.
Yeah.
I think that's the big question mark. Tatar Gallagher, interesting.
I'd play Gallagher, I think, unless it's a points league or something. In a Cats league, I'd play Gallagher. My dilemma is I hold Sorokin with Varlamov and get the tandem or gamble on Ottinger. Oh, I think you touched on that. But yeah, I think I would hold Sorokin for now. Oh, LeBanc isn't a scratch. Oh, LeBanc, different LeBanc. Guy's name's LeBlanc. I see. Question about someone else.
Bench 1. Week preview, unsussed Wednesdays, or 10 takes. Oh, that's a tough one. Which one would I bench? I feel like the least useful one can be 10 takes at times. You probably bench that one.
Judging by
Even
your
though it's the
view
most
count,
fun.
10 takes would be the bench.
Yeah, although it is one of the most fun ones for sure, along with unsus. Week previews, it's much more programmatic. It's much more like a formula. I think Saros is starting today, but I'm not sure.
Start 2 of Kakinen versus Colorado, Samsonov versus the Rangers, or Hellebuck versus Edmonton. I think I would play Samsonov and Hellebuck. Meyer or Stasny in a points league. Stasny. Demko and Kyle Connor for Vazzy and Hall. Ooh. Goalies worth slightly more. I'd probably do it, but I mean, you're basically trading Demko and Connor for Vazzy. Hall is kind of like, who knows at this point. Bjorkstrand or Killorn? Bjorkstrand. So keep an eye on Kirby Doc. I mean, I'll be honest. I think people are kind of overblowing what to expect from Kirby Doc. I've been hearing just endless talk about him. I mean, yes, keep an eye on him, but like, I don't know that he's like an immediate ad or anything. I'm going to be totally wrong. He's going to like start and get like 25 points in his first game.
To be fair, you didn't say that's not possible.
True.
You're just saying be a little bit,
Bench one of Rantanen, Barkov, or Panarin. What kind of league are you in?
By the way, people kind of like to say moist.
Yeah, weird.
I'm not saying I'm going to do that going forward anymore. But
I think I would bench Panarin in that league, actually.
yeah,
Which is a crazy league, but
wow, bench one of I would bench Panarin too there.
if it's a really deep league, I would hang on to Hall.
Yeah, I agree.
Palat or Garland? I don't know, man.
I'd probably just go Palat, better team.
Yeah. I'd actually probably go Garland, but it could be either one. Sell high on Stone and Pacioretty. I mean, they are and were top 30 fantasy players preseason, even to in a points league anyway. So depends on how high you think you're selling on them. Should I trade
Vasilevsky for Hellebuck and Hamilton all day? I'd do that all day.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty decent move. Is a healthy Matt Grzelcyk a valuable option for points leagues? It seems like it. He's still getting those power play points.
Yeah.
So. Mentioned that Kuch won't come back for regular. I mean, I think it's too early to tell. Like, right? Like, it's not impossible that. Although I don't necessarily recommend trying to fit him into an IR spot. If you have one available, I don't know, sure, but I think it's very unlikely he comes back. I don't think it's impossible though. If somebody else on Tampa goes on long-term IR, they could just swap that into the spot and then activate Kucherov, I think. So maybe not though. I know they are really dancing at the cap there. So
someone would trade for Sergachev. I feel like Sergachev isn't someone you could really try to.
I think he's been decent over the last little bit.
Yeah, he's been decent.
He's had a good season, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Of course he has. Why does he have 20 points?
The answer to drop trade a player is always try to trade, and then drop it if you can't trade. Pretty much.
Standard Yahoo Cats League, Natchez, Fiala, or Garland rest of season.
Natchez.
Rest of season?
Yeah.
They all have low floors.
Yeah.
Because Natchez is going to get bumped by Trocheck eventually.
But Natchez was good even when Trocheck was around. He just wasn't as good as he is now.
I think the highest ceiling is Garland.
Yeah, agreed.
But he also has the lowest floor.
Yeah.
And Natchez is like the middle guy. I think he probably has the lowest ceiling, but also the highest floor. So.
Yeah. Who, Natchez?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that. Highest floor, lowest ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah. Drop trade PLD. Yeah. Pick up Sagan and stash him. Why not? He should be back in about a month. If you are destined for playoffs, what you can do is do that and then activate him and realize he's not going to play as well as he did last season, which wasn't very good anyway, and you'll wind up losing because of it. Just what's happened to me on a handful of different seasons, actually. But how do you feel about Hellebuck against Edmonton? It's a tough matchup, but he's a good goaltender.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Provorov and Line rest of the season? Very low on both. Super low on Provorov.
Tarasenko and Schwartz, yeah, all day.
Pick up Sagan, Parayko, or Ben Bishop for your IR. Well, Bishop's going to be back really soon, so you could do one, then the other, right? Take him, then Sagan. Parayko doesn't matter. He doesn't need to be stashed.
Yeah, Parayko doesn't need to be stashed. Yeah, the time to drop Ghost was days ago. I just couldn't do it because I used all my ads.
Bench one of the Burns argument, the Fiala argument, or the Gibson argument.
I'd probably bench the Fiala one. It was probably our weakest one.
Yeah.
The Gibson one was good, and it was
the Burns one was clearly the best of the season.
That's definitely the best argument of the season. That's one of our best all time, honestly.
Yeah.
That's an all timer.
That's how you know it's not all scripted.
Yep. I'm just glad I was right on both of those two. Well, Fiala is still out on the table. Gibson and Burns, though.
Yeah.
You see, but I know that people won't remember those two. They're going to remember my Bob take, and that's what will always be held against me.
One can only hope.
Yep. Good for you.
Anderson or Carlson in points league? Neither. I guess Carlson at this point. But I mean, either one could be sitting on the waiver, and I wouldn't necessarily pick them up.
Yeah.
Let's start two: Voracek, Kaprizov, Buch, Kreider. I would start. Why is everybody thinking about benching Kaprizov? It's interesting to me. I would start Kaprizov and probably Buch. When is it a good time to grab if you don't have an IR spot, I just wouldn't bother, honestly. Like, even when he comes back, we don't know if he's going to be 100% or not. Would I trade for Bergeron? Dude, you can't trade people that are 35 in Dynasty. It's impossible. Just keep him.
Yeah. Thinking of trading RNH for Yossi. Good trade for next season. I'm in last and not making playoffs. Interesting.
I feel like he should be cheaper. Like,
yeah,
RNH is very good, and even at the best of times this season, he's probably worth about what a healthy Yossi was worth this season. Yeah. So I would try to get it a little cheaper if you can, but I don't think it's bad.
Yeah. As for guys that we'd buy low and sell high on, sell highs should be kind of obvious, I think. Buy lows, there are a few, I think. Maybe we can cover them on the Monday episode. Because I honestly haven't done that much research on it right now.
Yeah. Victor Rask, no, I don't. Victor Rask is a bad player. Like, he might get some points here and there with Kaprizov, but he is not a good player.
Although I did just make a trade for Shea Theodore in my keeper league. I traded away my first for next year.
He's not an either, though. He's just playing well. You have to buy him high.
Yeah, but I think he's in a weird spot. But anyways, I'm just putting out what the trade was. I did my first for their Theodore and a fourth. Yeah. Still felt like a good deal.
Thoughts on Eichel? Eichel, no idea. Malkin, I don't know what his injury is, but yeah, he's week to week. So high on Cirelli rest of season? Not really. Like, sort of. I'm as high as I'll get on a guy that I don't think is going to get power play points, which is like medium high. he's like a high end streamer to me. Like, if somebody can get 60, 65 points, but none of them are on the power play, that kind of like limits their upside to me. It's kind of how I feel about Ehlers, although he's decided to be a point per game player and getting an all-in strength this season for some reason. So,
yeah.
Think Teravainen could produce when he's back? Sure. He's a good player. Just a matter of how he's deployed.
In a points league, I'd probably go Boquist. Especially with Drysdale on the scene now.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Any hope for Dahlin? Not if there's no Eichel. It's just
no Buffalo. I have no hope for any Buffalo player. I'm done.
Who do you think is going to win the cup?
Carolina.
Ooh. I still don't know if I trust their goaltending well enough.
I think it's Carolina.
I feel like it's funny because I think Tampa is the takeaway in that division, even without Cooch. Well, they're going to have Cooch in playoffs, right? So.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know that yet, I don't think. I mean, he is skating, but we're not positive he's going to be back. We have no clue what Trocheck is. I don't know. The coach said week to week, but apparently he's skating. I'm going to trust the coach. He said week to week, so I'm guessing week to week. What strategy for top of the table? Can I be more patient and target struggling injured players?
You can.
I'd say, actually, I like to not really take that patience approach unless the person has pedigree. So, like, if in the past they've had good seasons and such, then I'm fine with it. If they haven't, then I'm not going to have that much patience because I'd rather just have the hottest thing on my wire. And, like, people who are in good situations and getting good deployment, people who are top line and getting a lot of minutes, because that might stick. And if that sticks, that's really important for you later. So what should we do? Should we go for another 5 minutes here?
Yeah, I've got to go pretty soon. It sounds like he's waking up, but Sergachev or Hronik in a points league? Serg, I guess. He's been like Hronik is up and down, and Serg seems like he's been pretty consistent somehow. Johansson a pickup for rest of season? Ugh, man, you got to be really desperate if you're looking at him.
There was a really good thread. So John Vogel, who is a Buffalo Sabres writer for The Athletic, he put out a tweet thread yesterday that was absolutely hilarious. Let me find it really quick.
Schwartz is not a buy low. I don't think.
Oh, here we go. So John Vogel's tweet said, Jonas Johansson is likely going to Colorado. I can say without hesitation that the Avs are getting the worst goalie I've ever seen during my 19th season covering the Sabres. He doesn't stop pucks in practice or in games. And then he quote tweets one of his own tweets. There are a lot of goal celebrations this morning at practice. Nearly all of them are at Jonas Johansson's net.
Jeez.
I mean, I've never seen someone eviscerate a goalie like that. That is insane. I mean, his stats are actually really bad though. He's like 1-8-1. So the stats so far in 2 seasons with the Sabres, he's a 1-8-2, 888 save percentage, 3.40 goals against average, and this season he's at an 884 and a 379. He's bad.
Yep.
Very, very bad.
Okay.
Call it.
Take on the conspiracy of Tampa cheating. It's hard to ignore how beneficial it was that he was on long-term IR. I don't know if they were like, would they have done it if they felt like they needed him? I don't know, but I don't think they faked a surgery either. So it's sort of
Yeah. I mean, it kind of reminds
happy
me
timing
of like,
for them, you could say.
yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Hossa thing. You know, like there's been other situations where players go on long-term IR, and everyone always, I think, the answer is like, oh well, are they doing this weird thing for cap reasons? And I don't know.
It's very much one of those of like, if it's
Like, it
allowed,
sucks.
why would they not? Kind of thing.
It's a lot. I think the other thing to consider though is that you have to, in some capacity, trust the player is hurt,
Yeah.
because
They're not
if
just gonna
there
give him
are
rando surgery.
punishments,
So
yeah, I mean, if there are punishments too, like a player might not do the surgery if this isn't an option for the team. They might not disclose injuries if, like, you know, they know that there's this penalty. Like, I think that I'm fine with it if it ensures kind of players doing a surgery or whatever. You know, like that option is there for players.
yeah.
And that's me taking the player side. I don't kind of care what the teams do, I guess, unless they're truly abusing it like crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of a controversial take, but
I mean, I think if the league wants to consider that cheating, they need to figure out a way to deal with it. I'm not sure what that is.
I wouldn't consider it cheating if it's within the scope of the rules. If they're doing it legally within the scope of the rules, maybe it's an unfair advantage, but I would not deem it cheating. I'd say it's cheating if it goes against the rules in the NHL's kind of cap situation and IR rules. Then it'd be cheating. If he's legit hurt and they're doing it per the rules, I have no problem with it. If the NHL wants to change the rules, and they do because of this, I still wouldn't call it cheating. I'd say they took advantage of it legally within the rules, and they changed it to not allow it to happen in the future.
Yeah, I don't think he's like ready to come back or anything anyway.
No, same.
But okay, I think I'm gonna call it.
Okay. Yep.
All right. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Fun as always.
Lots of you.
All right. Have a good Saturday and the rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the week preview.